Knock the desk already. Oh, the main light's on as well. I need to turn the main light off. Otherwise, it looks too like orange. I'm a bit late tonight, chat. If you can tell. Don't sigh at me. That's better. That looks more like it. There we go. You're a superstar. Thank you. Thank you, Lise, my darling. You're such a good wife. Oh yeah. Can you say hello?
Have you unmuted me?
Yeah, I've unmuted you. I said when I finish, I see you stop fucking around your microphone. I'll meet you.
But I didn't say when.
When I asked you when, I just said when. Evening, everybody. Welcome back to the 40k show. Incredibly sorry we're a little bit late, but it's been a chaos day. It's been a chaos week. It's been a chaos month. The chaos is going to continue for another few weeks. Incredibly busy here at Dempsey HQ. Not that I'm complaining. I absolutely adore it. I love it. But yeah, I kind of lost track of time and went, oh shit, we should be live. Like I don't know if you noticed, we didn't even schedule the stream until 15 minutes ago. So apologies for that, but we are here. I do have a topic. I did tell you what the topic was going to be last night on the game. And as always, our topic typically comes from... Often the 40k topics come from things that I watch being discussed in the Only Thanes WhatsApp chat. They're probably not surprised to hear this, but they talk a lot of 40k in that WhatsApp chat, and it is probably the group I'm the most active in because they are the Thanes after all. And so when I see them talking about something, often it gives me inspiration to do a topic about it. And this is one of those occurrences. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this fine Wednesday evening. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit all those magical YouTube buttons for us to like the stream if you like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every time we go live or drop a new video. Good news, chat. Good news. The studio is progressing. The sound dampening wall is currently going up. And it looks pretty... I haven't shown you that photo yet. I didn't show you that photo.
What?
Not that photo. I didn't show you the photo of the studio.
Oh.
And what Rusty did, what my little carpenter did last night.
Your little carpenter.
Yeah, he's
apart from tripping the fire alarm.
Apart from me getting phoned whilst on stream and after stream by the fire monitoring service for our building and saying, the fire alarm's going off. The fire alarm's going off. Is it you? I was like, it's not me. Let me check he's okay.
Yeah.
When I phoned him, it's like, it's all right. The fire brigade have already been out. Brilliant. Okay, good. Sweet. So, building's already causing problems. Anywho. Tonight's topic. This is something that... This is something that is a bit of a bone of contention for some people because of the way in which GW have gone about their version. And if I'm honest with you, chat, I'm actually quite disappointed in where we are now. And I'll explain in detail when we dive into the topic a little bit more. First of all, I'm going to say a big shout out to Mr. Stephen Witham. Thank you so much. If you want to support us tonight, by the way, of course, you can gift memberships as always. If you've been gifted a membership at !Discord, get yourself in the Great Hall server. You can also super chat, and if you super chat more than $10 US, she doesn't like Canadian tens for some reason, but $10 US, then Amy will read out your question and we'll answer it. Or you can become a member all by yourself if you want. And actually, the more super chats, the better at the moment because my voice keeps going, so you can hear. If we can get her talking instead of me, it'd be great, right? Obviously, the only other way you can support us at the moment, or one of the other ways you can support us at the moment if you really want to, is you can check out the PayPal link in the video description below, which is directly funding the studio build. It doesn't go to... It's for the studio, basically. And if you do it via that PayPal link, we're using the people that donate to Fight PayPal to fill our wall of legends in the new studio. So thank you to everybody who's been using that PayPal link. It's made a massive difference. To the point where I'm now looking, potentially, as the next big purchase for the channel... to upgrade the lapel microphones for the studio to the same type and style that they've got at Titans, but that's a significant cost. But that's because of how generous you guys have been. We can actually look at that as perhaps the next logical step. Anyway, tonight's topic. Pre-10th edition, we didn't really have a list building app for 40k that would have been considered official. What we had was the old 40k app, which I think most of us agree was pretty fucking terrible on the whole. So what most of us, I think, probably did was use BATTLESCRIBE. So BATTLESCRIBE, if you haven't heard of it, is a free-to-download app on the App Store or on Google Play Store. And there is a desktop PC version, so you can use it on your computer. You can then search for files and download files for the gaming systems that you play. One of the reasons why BATTLESCRIBE is so good is because you can literally have almost all of your tabletop miniature games on BATTLESCRIBE. So you can have 40k. and Age of Sigmar and X-Wing and Star Wars Legion and Bolt Action all on one app, if I remember correctly. Now, I know for certain I've done AOS 40k and Bolt Action on the same app before. Okay, so BattleScribe, incredibly popular. In fact, if you ever went to an event and you looked at people's lists on the event, you just saw copy and pasted BattleScribe format because it worked. You could select units, you could select additional models, you could select weapon options, blah 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 blah. You could duplicate, you could, and if you paid a little bit of money to support the app, what you could do then is you could start naming units and saving favourites and all kinds of things. That was BattleScribe, and then you know I used the 9th edition app instead of the 10th edition one for thumbnail. I didn't know, Alex. If I'm honest with you, I literally did it 15-20 minutes ago. I had no idea. And then came 10th edition, and I was very lucky to have been one of the people who was talking to the developers of the app for 10th edition to give them some feedback really early days. So I got a look at this long before 10th edition was released. Now 10th edition came out in the, I don't know, June, July time, something like that. And I was looking at it back in the November, December time, okay? And what was being spoken about for me was really promising, like genuinely really promising. And then the app launched and there was a couple of features that was missing. And so I was a bit annoyed by some things. So for example, if you increased a unit size from 5 to 10, what it didn't do automatically was increase the weapon options alongside. You had to do that manually, okay? If you were to, if you wanted to copy and paste a unit, well, you couldn't do that to start with. You had to do that manually when we first got our hands on the app. Now, kudos and credit to GW and their app developers. Those things, those little niggly issues have all been addressed and fixed very quickly. To the point that for me personally at the moment, the app 40k is an incredibly usable app. It's very well skinned. It's very nicely put together. And I genuinely really enjoy using it. Like, I actually really enjoy using it. Now, this comes with a caveat, chat, right? First of all, big shout out, John. I need to do my title. Big shout out, John. You know it's a good week when he's not on his alt accounts because he hasn't been. Lucy's saluting. You can't see it. She's saluting John, who's gifted the big 50 already off the bat. What a legend! So I need to put in my total now. Thank you so much, John. You're a legend. I've gone for a modest member goal tonight. Last Friday, you fuckers smashed it at over 300. So I went modest tonight. We've gone for just 100. Just the normal. Go back to normal now, even though we're funding the studio after last Friday, back to normal. So yeah, in terms of usability, I think the 40k app is very, very good. Okay, but and if you if you remove costs from both altogether, for 40k, I'm probably using the 40k app, if I'm honest with you. Okay, I do like the fact that you can have multiple gaming systems in BattleScribe, but if you remove costs and you go just 40k, I will always use the 40k app at the moment. I prefer it. If I'm honest, I actually prefer it right now. Okay. But this topic for tonight doesn't just come from the OnlyThanes and listening to what they were talking about. This also comes from my own group chat. The guys on the channel, Eddie, Paddy, Brom, Joe, right? Because up until yesterday, Joe didn't have the Space Marine Codex, and so didn't have the code for the Space Marine Codex. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, when the app launched, the app was free, and the list builder. Yeah, at least this is classic Games Workshop. When the 40k list building app, the app where you can write your army list, came out, it was free for everybody to trial. After a period of time, I think it was a month, might be 2 months, they put the list building part of that behind the Warhammer Plus subscription. So you had to pay $5.99 a month to get access to your list builder. BattleScribe still free, by the way. Third-party app still free. Now, Joe didn't have the Space Marine Index, so he pays for Warhammer Plus, so he had access to the list builder. Now, all the armies at the launch of 10th edition were also in the list builder and free to view all the rules, everything. Every time now a new army gets a new codex, however, the army rules go behind a paywall. So you're already paying $6.99 for the app, or $5.99 for the app. But now if you want access to the army rules, you've got to buy the codex £30 to £35 to get a code in the back of the book to put into the app to then unlock the rules. But GW said, well, don't worry about it because you're paying for the list builder. You can still build a list. But Joe noticed, and I don't know if this is a bug. I don't know if this is a bug or this is intended, chat, so take this with a pinch of salt. But Joe noticed that if he didn't have the code for the army, but he had the list builder that he's paying for, it gave him limited functionality. So he couldn't, for example, take a unit of 5 and change it to a unit of 10. It wouldn't let him do it because he hasn't paid for the book.
Why not just make the app slightly more expensive, but then you never need to buy a codex because you're already a customer of the app?
Right, chat. Not a Warhammer player.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Stupid answer.
No, I agree with you. No, I'm 100% on board with you. If GW had come to me and said £10 a month,
Yeah.
for example, for our app, but you never buy a codex, you get access to all the rules for the whole game, I personally, chat, I'd be interested to know what you think. I personally think I'd pay it.
Then you'd have the option that if you're a person that likes to turn a page and you like a book, then you can still buy the book, but it's not. You can do everything on the app. Because otherwise you're still duplicating information, sort of. And wasn't that the point of the app, to get it all in one place so you can travel lighter?
I said a while ago that personally I think that they should have moved codexes into lore, painting guides, extra stuff like that, and the rules shouldn't have gone in codexes, and the rules should all go digital. But this is the thing. So this is what gets me so much about this whole topic. You, not a 40k player, not even a war gamer, dare I say, just dipping your toe in D&D with the boys, but strictly not a war gamer, and you've gone, well, just charge more for the app and don't charge for a codex.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of us are going, well, yeah, 100%. And so Warhammer, Games Workshop in general, if they're smart, then what they should be doing is, no matter what the opposition are offering, any business should do this, by the way, chat, any business should do this. No matter what the opposition are offering, they should be like, we're going to give you better than what they're offering. So for me, one of the smartest ways to do business is we as a business give you better than everybody else. We literally are trying to do it with our content. We're trying to give you better battle reports or better live stream games than anybody else, more entertaining. They might not be as rules accurate or as competitive. The armies might not be as pretty, but by the way we try and entertain people, we try and give you the best. And instead of going, everyone else is shit, watch us, we'll just go, well, we're just going to have fun and enjoy ourselves, and hopefully you'll get the...
That's the hard and fast rule of any creation is, well, if you're better than me, then it's time to make a better product. Essentially.
Exactly that, right? That's positive change.
So instead of dimming your light to make mine shine brighter, I'm just going to go back to the drawing board and be like, right, team.
Yeah, and up the wattage.
Happened.
Absolutely, up the wattage. 100%. I completely agree with you. And so, what I honestly believe they've done with the Warhammer 40k app, this is controversial, chat, I know. But what I honestly think they've done with the Warhammer 40k app is I think they've actually made a better app experience than BATTLESCRIBE. I genuinely believe they've made a better app experience if you remove the multi-layered paywall.
Then
I've been trying to use the GW app as I like that it's updated quickly. But it needs to be quicker to navigate, needs to sync across devices and work better on a tablet. I keep sending feedback to GW.
I mean, do keep sending the feedback. I agree with all of your points. It does need to be quicker to navigate slightly. I mean, it's still pretty neat. It does need to sync across devices if you log in, and 100%. And I really need the tablet to work nicely. I'll go on to this in just a moment as well, as to an idea I've had for the streams.
I would be the person that wouldn't use the app anyway, because I'm trying to come away from using my phone. So I would be pen and paper.
The thing is, darling,
or probably the codex.
And I love you very dearly, but those people that go, I'm coming away from technology, well, you'll be fucking left behind.
But I will happily be left behind in the 1980s, but I shall be lighter in my mind and calmer in my mind because I'm not being bombarded with tech. Yeah, I'm already... I can't remember when I put a watch on and not my smartwatch. It's been ages. My wrist has only just stopped vibrating now. And I genuinely feel like It's okay.
The thing,
the bus didn't turn up. I'm not going to punch anyone.
My issue with the Warhammer app is mostly around cost, though. Like, it's not about going to pen and paper. It's about cost, and it's about the fact that you're essentially now double charged if you want to build your list with your army.
Don't forget how much they had to dumb down list building to make an app that works. No points for options, no org chart, relics adjust points, etc.
Thanks, John, for the 20. I mean, there is a rumour stroke theory out there that is in fact true. Part of the reason why list building is so simplified was so they could get their app to work. I don't know how much I believe that, but I wouldn't put it past them. That is a theory. Now, like I said, so I think the biggest issue for me, and the biggest issue for a lot of people, is the fact that people are double charged. And there's a couple of things they could have done here, right? So I'm a person who does like a book.
Yeah.
I would probably, if I wasn't being sent them by GW, and I'm very lucky, I will hold my hands up, chat. I pay for Warhammer Plus as a subscription service. I don't get that for free, but they do send me every codex. So I do get the benefit of putting every code in the app. So I'm only charged once. Yeah. So I think it's a great list builder because I'm only charged once. I'm paid for Warhammer. I pay for Warhammer Plus. That's it, right? And I think a lot of people, if they're in the same situation, and like we said towards the start, if that was 10 quid, I think a lot of people go, yeah, I'd be okay to pay 10 quid a month. And right, so I reckon most 40k players, on average, probably have 2 to 3 armies, at a guess, like 2 to 3 main factions they play. And I'm guessing now. I don't know this for certain. The lifespan of a edition is typically now 3 years, which is 36 months. Okay, the cost of a codex is an average of £30 to £35. We'll go upper end. We'll say £35 for the sake of argument. So if you have 3 armies that you play and you pay £35 for each codex, then you pay £105 for codexes. If you buy them from GW, if you don't buy them from a third party like Element, !Element in the chat, and get your independent discount because you get 10 to 15% off. Let's go upper end. £105 for 3 codexes.
Okay.
But if you pay £10 a month for 3 years, you've paid £360. Which one's made them more money?
Yeah. And don't the codexes get FAQ'd
and changed?
And then you have to buy the FAQ.
So one of the reasons you don't buy the FAQ, the FAQs are released for free. But one of the reasons why the digital version is so good is because when they do FAQ it, guess what? They change the app
for free because you've already.
Well, it's not for free if you've already paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, even if we go to, you would have to get 10 codexes at £35 to pay 350 quid. And we still said it's £360 for 3 years on the app if you paid for every month. So, and most people are going to be buying their codexes from Element, so GW won't be getting £35.
Well, you know how you get girl maths?
Yeah.
GW maths.
I mean, it is. Yeah, 100% it's that. But so your first instance of, and mildly annoying that you smash the nail straight on the head right at the fucking start. But you're kind of, well, just pay more for the app and and don't worry about buying the books. Some people, if I wasn't getting them for free, I would buy certain books still. So for example, my favourite army, Craftfied Eldar, if the £10 model existed, I'd be paying £10 a month for 3 years at 360 quid. And then when the book come out, I buy that as well because I want that particular book.
Yeah.
But they're not forcing me to. That's my choice at that point. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
What they're doing at the moment, arguably, is forcing it. And people will say, well, they're not forcing, because guess what? A bunch of people are still using BattleScribe, because BattleScribe's free. So they haven't really solved the problem. They've just double charged, and they have monetized certain people. But on the whole, I don't understand their logic.
Is BattleScribe a simple app?
I think BattleScribe is relatively simple, but probably only because I've used it quite a lot. I think that to some people, BattleScribe is a bit rudimentary, looks a bit rough and ready. It's not skinned as nice as the 40k app. It doesn't look as pretty as the 40k app. And when it spews lists out, if you don't know how to tailor what it spews out to make it look nice, it looks a fucking hot mess of commas and numbers and shit. If you spend a little while to learn it, you can get it to produce slightly nice lists. It's not the easiest thing in the world.
To me, the biggest deficiency of the 40k app is that it doesn't have any way to access Legends rules. Give me access to my models rules that you made, GW.
Oh, well, there's the whole other problem with it, isn't it, as well? There's the whole other issue. You've heard us talk about Legends before. If a unit gets moved to Legends now, GW are the ones that reply via email to everybody and say, you can still use your Legends units. You have Legends rules. You just can't use them in competitive, but you can still use them. But we're not going to put them in the app. So you can't use them in the list builder that you've paid for. And that begs another question as well. £35 for a code. So Space Marine, £35 is the number I'm using because that's the cost of the Space Marine Codex that went out on general sale this last Saturday. Okay, £35 for a Space Marine Codex, which you can buy right now from Games Workshop Direct. And that will inevitably, within the next 6 months, be out of date. They will have changed something in that codex, which will make it irrelevant, and therefore you'll have to use the app anyway because it'll be more up to date, or you go into BattleScribe, or you end up drawing over your codex. I don't understand why, if they are going to double charge you, if they are determined to keep the app cost at £6 a month, but they want to charge you for the rules for the codex, I'm like, okay, do that. But don't charge me the full £35 of the book if I'm only buying it for the code. Just charge me for the code. Oh. So maybe what they could have done is gone, you can go onto the Warhammer website, log into my Warhammer, purchase a code, and say £15 a code. I don't know. I'm throwing something out there now as a random number. Some people will think that's good value. Some people will think that's a rip-off. But what happens if they allow you to log in and go, I'm going to buy the Space Marine Codex. I don't want the book. I'm not interested in the book. Don't care about the book. I'm only going to use digital rules. I'll pay £15 for a code instead, and I won't pay the $35 for the book. It's also more environmentally friendly. You're not printing another book.
Doesn't everybody just share the code anyway, like they do with
One use only.
Cinema
One use
tickets?
only.
There's a different number in each book.
Once I put my code into my app, no one else can use it. One use only. They're not stupid, Luce. They want to make more money. Tony Winnick, thank you for the 5 gifted. I missed the Trout 187. Thank you for the 5 gifted. You people are legends of the channel. Anybody who got gifted a membership, say thank you to the relevant person. Exclamation mark Discord. Come and join us in the Great Hall Discord server. You beautiful human beings. We are 65% of the way there.
I'm really like
65%, Lise. But
you guys send me on a wild ride.
69 likes, giggity.
Because I know some of you are lawyers and are business owners and are great multitaskers, have stressful jobs and pressurized jobs. I just cannot understand once again why you all keep coming back to this hobby. It's a wild ride with you lot.
This is why when we talk about like viewerships being down and monetization being down and revenue being down and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff, right? When we talk about that stuff, one of the reasons why I'm actually not massively concerned for my business as on the whole, revenue might go down a bit, cool, but I'm not afraid my business will die, is because what they've done in 10th edition, right, in seriousness, is they've shit in a trebuchet and fired it at us.
What is a trebuchet?
You can Google trebuchet.
It sounds French. How do you spell it?
TRBJ.
What?
Trebuchet. It's like a catapult, basically. They have flung shit at us. They have made a pretty shit game and a double charged app. They have literally shat it in a trebuchet and fired it at us and covered us head to toe in shit. And guess what? We're all still playing it. Why? Because we don't love corporate Games Workshop. We don't love greedy Games Workshop. But what we do love is the hobby, and we do love 40k, and we love the setting, and we love the narrative. And they're very, very lucky that despite the fucking money greedy people that are currently in that business right now, is their history is quite rich. Their narrative is very rich, and it's a universe and a world that we're all incredibly invested in because it is incredible. That aside, if you take just that alone as to why we keep coming back to 40k, and if you think about if you sit there chat and you really think about your favourite faction, no matter what they do to the rules, no matter what they do, you're gonna find a way of collecting your favourite faction. Even if you don't buy those models from Games Workshop, even if you find third-party alternatives for Warp Spiders because they're still metal or refined cast, even if you do that, you'll still go back to your favourite faction because you love the narrative, you love the history, you love the lore, you love everything about it. because the hobby's amazing. But you put that to one side, the other thing that the hobby does have, I think personally, is an incredible community of people. An incredible community of people. And I think that even if I wanted to walk away from Games Workshop, I'd actually struggle to walk away from the community because it's just amazing people.
Yeah.
Have you tried any other list builders? I've started trying New Recruit at the start of 10th and have found it pretty easy to use. Also compatible between multiple devices.
Honest answer, Shadow? No, I haven't. An honest answer, I didn't know any other list builders worked or existed. So before I discovered BattleScribe, there was one there's one called Army Builder by a company called Lone Wolf Development that I used to use a long time ago on PC. And I thought that was quite good at the time, and it was quite good at the time. And then I discovered BattleScribe, which I could use on mobile, and now we have the 40 cap. Honestly, I've not tried any others, so I have no idea. But yeah, I think Games Workshop, if I'm honest with you, as a company, are incredibly lucky, and I mean incredibly lucky, that the community is the community that it is. Because without the community being the community that it is, they probably would already be fucked. And I think they're also incredibly lucky that we're so invested and so enthused by the lore and the narrative and the setting. It's got Lord of the Rings levels of depth to the narrative, and just as much of a fanatic fan base almost, I think, and that's credit to their authors as well, more than anything else, because they've written such incredible, expansive, diverse narrative for people. And I think, that's why they're going to survive. So when you ask your question, why do you keep coming back? Why are we essentially all whack-a-moles? Why do we keep sticking our head up and getting bopped on it by because of those reasons, honestly, because of those reasons. And I think that I have an opinion that was echoed by a friend of mine today, that is that competitive 40k is back on the downward slope. It's an opinion. You can all throw stats at me if you like, but I think there isn't as many competitive players as there was. I think people are less interested now because the game's fucking balked. And I know a number of people as well who were playing in 9th who aren't playing anymore. Don't play the game anymore. Haven't played 10th. But they're still collecting. They're still painting. They're still talking in communities.
Are they waiting for 11th?
Who knows what they're waiting for? But they're still buying models. They're still painting models. They're still talking in social groups that are 40k orientated. They're still part of the community. They won't step away.
I'm now starting to understand the addition conversation now, because dipping a toe in D&D, and it's kids D&D, so don't get excited everybody, it's still way too clever for me. But dipping a toe, and I googled because I thought I'll get James the kids 4-book set for D&D because I think he's going to be great at it. And then up comes, did you want 3rd edition? Did you want 5th edition? And I stepped back and went, oh, for Christ's sake, there's editions now. And now I'm going, well, surely they're all much of a muchness. It's just a rule book, surely.
They are kind of all much of a muchness to a point.
But now I'm here going, well, I don't want to buy 5th edition because when is 6th edition? And I don't want to buy the big, thick book. If 6th edition is almost here.
Okay, right. So if you, the problem is if you stumble into that kind of spiral, you end up never buying.
Never buying it, yeah.
There is an argument, like GW at the moment, 8th edition was 3 years, 9th edition was 3 years. So you could argue, and then 10th edition came out in June 2023. So you could argue that in June 2026, if someone, or let's say April 2026, someone says, I'm going to buy the rulebook, you could go, whoa.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at the time frame.
But I think...
And in that regard, I'd be like, okay, there is precedent. You have pattern. So I would argue that it makes sense to go, I'm holding off in case they bring out 11th edition.
The gap between 2 editions in D&D, I think, was 7 years. And 5th edition was a little while ago now. So if I remembered right, probably remembered wrong. But if I have remembered right, that's why I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Playing chicken with 6th edition.
I need to clarify with chat as well, because they're all telling me off about tournament play. Specifically, what I specifically talk about when I talk about tournament play or competitive play is around content and the interest in content in competitive play, right? So I have no idea about player numbers for either. I know that some local GTs and some local events near my area have struggled with numbers recently. They aren't selling anywhere near as many tickets as they were before. The smaller events seem to, from what I'm feeling, seem to be being less kind of attended than the bigger events. that being said, from a content perspective, I think people couldn't give a fuck about competitive 40k right now. People don't care about competitive 40k from a content perspective. On the whole, there will be people that will love it. There will be people that will watch it, but I think on the whole, it's less popular now than it was before. So the world is bigger in England. No, it's not, really. No, it's not. It's not. That's a lie. That's a flat lie. Right, Jill, thank you for the 5 right at the start, by the way. I'd like the 40k app to only show the weapon profile selected. That'd be useful improvement to remove the relevant options and make it quicker. Yeah, so once you've selected the thing is, Jill, they have already made a bunch of improvements since the app went live as well, which is good. And I think if we keep feeding those people that kind of feedback, like, hey, in the list builder, when I've selected I fucking know, something that has options.
Dinner. No, you're right. Dinner doesn't have options.
Sure, you can do that in.
You get what you get.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that in your 40k app, please. Oh, I was playing Harlequins. I was playing.
Snacks should be a thing.
I was playing Eldar last night. So when I picked my Banshee X-Arcs weapons and then I look at the data sheet afterwards, you should remove all the weapons I haven't selected. That would be useful. I agree with that one. Mr. Lehman Russ, thank you for the 2. Warhammer 40k app is better than BattleScribe. Ooh. The poll at the moment, Mr. Lehman Russ, actually disagrees with you. I just said which one on the poll, BattleScribe or the Warhammer 40k app. Warhammer 40k, the official app backed by the multi-million pound company, 43%. BattleScribe, the free to use, I think owned by some knobhead as far as I'm aware, 58%. Goes to show, doesn't it?
Why have they monetized the app? The hobby's already really expensive. And the community is
do you know what
carries it. So why not?
Honestly, I don't have a problem with monetizing the app. I really don't have a problem with monetizing. I genuinely don't have an issue with it. A lot of people, when they heard that the app was going behind the Warhammer Plus subscription, got very upset. The world is moving to subscription models.
Yeah.
Every business. I sell memberships. It's a fucking subscription model. The whole world is moving to subscription models. And the whole world is moving to, if they can help it, low value, high volume subscription models. Because you're significantly less likely to cancel your $6.99 Netflix subscription than you are to cancel your £95 a month Sky Plus subscription, right? Sky Plus is kind of our equivalent of cable, sort of, if you're in the US.
Do they not have Sky over there?
No, they have cable.
What?
No, Sky have cable.
I thought Sky came from America.
No,
Genuinely thought it was an American,
Sky's
feast for your eyes.
Sky's a UK company, chat. Am I right?
No. It definitely feels American. Feels very big and promising and full of potential. I don't think a Brit made it.
But if you have one subscription that's £70 or 10 subscriptions that are £7, right? One of them you cancel, you get £70. The other one you cancel, one you save £7. So one's more likely to be cancelled. And if you are one of the companies that are one of the 10, and you're going to cancel one of them, then there's a 9 out of 10 chance you're not going to be the one that gets cancelled. So the world is moving to high volume, low value subscription models. Honestly, Sky is British. Yeah, I thought so. See what it says.
What?
Yeah, I thought honestly.
Never heard of Sky in the US. Genuinely thought it was an American thing.
No. They have cable. You've never watched The Cable Guy?
We had cable.
What, did we?
No, as in Britain had cable. That's why I thought Sky was American.
When have we had cable?
Shiny and new.
We had Virgin TiVo, which was like a shit version of cable.
We had the black box that if you pressed 17, Cartoon Network came on and you had to thump it.
That's Sky. You would have had a dish.
No, it was a black box with digital numbers on it. You had to get a pen and jam the numbers because they were sticking. See, that's why it's British, because you have to thump it.
That's what I live with, chat. That's what I live with. So in terms of actually monetizing the app, monetizing what they've done there, I don't blame them. I actually don't have a problem with it at all. I don't have a problem with them monetizing the app. My biggest issue is the double charge and the fact that second charge is so high.
Yeah.
Because that second charge is £35 for a codex is a problem for me, right? I honestly... can I enter the code from the codex into the app if I'm not paying a monthly subscription, as I haven't been able to yet? You can. If you go into My Warhammer, you can put the code in, and then when you go into the reference section of the app, you can use the reference section of it. But what you can't use, this is how I understand it, I might be wrong. How I understand it is you can use the reference section of the app, but you can't use the Battleforge list builder. Okay. And Mr. Davey, thank you for the 2. Pen and paper is best, old school, darn you kids. It's not, though. It's not, Dave, because if you're using pen and paper, guess what? You're writing it out of the book, which is probably out of fucking date. So pen and paper isn't best. Pen and paper's worst, because you're probably not using the most up-to-date rules. Revenants, thank you for the 5. If BattleScribe wasn't owned by someone that doesn't care about anyone that uses it, I'd care for it more. Hopefully something new comes along. Well, yeah, absolutely. If BattleScribe was owned by someone who actually helped and supported the people that write all the rules for him, that would also be quite good, wouldn't it? You can make one list for free without paying. I didn't know that. I mean, it's still not great, right? It's not the best, but that's better than nothing, I guess. That's a slight positive. It's only slight, to be fair. Just your average 40k painter. Welcome to the channel. As a Jarl as well. Look at that. What y'all talking about?
Y'all ready for this?
That puts us on execute order 66. It puts us on 66 of the finest gifted memberships here, chat. 66% of the way through. 260 people watching. 109 likes. So more than half of you haven't clicked the fucking thumbs up. It's free. And once you've done that free, it's unlike Games Workshop. Once you've done that free thing, then click the little dollar sign and gift a membership. All 277 of you. Right now. Right now. I'll wait. You can use the builder for free, and if you make a bunch of lists beforehand, you can modify those lists to your heart's content. Interesting. One free list and all combat patrol rules. All rules reference is what you get for free.
Do you know what?
What?
I knew Rupert Murdoch owned Sky. I don't know why I thought it was American. I'm now questioning years and years of me not ever asking and just assuming and going, why didn't it ever come up?
Honestly, I question you.
Every day?
Every moment we're together. To be fair. I also question my own life choices, chat. BattleScribe has that button where if it lists all of your rules in one place, which to me I sorely miss in the new official app. I don't mind it. It was maybe one too many clicks, but I don't mind the way it is right now, where you can go into the unit in your list selection and press the little picture.
BattleScribe had some serious moral issues behind it. The owner is a knobhead who does no work for the app. It's all unpaid volunteers who do everything to update and upkeep the app. He just sits back and takes in the money.
So hang on.
I like BattleScribe because it is free and often more up to date. If I had to pay for either one, I'd go 40k app. I really like the look and the layout of the 40k app. I love hardback codexes.
I do like hardback codexes as well, to be fair. So we jump back to Steven's one first. Thanks for the 20 man, you're a hero. I don't know the detail behind the individual who owns BattleScribe, so I wouldn't like to pass comment. However, I can say that a lot of people whose opinions I trust have said that he isn't actually the nicest of individuals. I am aware that the people who write the data files are unpaid volunteers, and I am aware that he doesn't share any of the revenue that comes from the app to those unpaid volunteers. So I'm aware of all that. One of the reasons why I flat refuse to pay for BattleScribe, if I thought paying for BattleScribe would go to the volunteers, I would pay for BattleScribe as well, because they work very hard. It doesn't take them long to update it post-release. I do like the more instantaneous update of the 40k app, but I won't pay for BattleScribe because as far as I was aware, he didn't share the revenue. If I ever hear any different, cool. I'm happy to support a community kind of driven project that supports the community. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense. So I don't know. I can't comment on it, but it does have moral issues as far as I am aware. Again, this isn't factual, to be fair. But I get it, mate. I understand what you're saying. And
you got a 0.
I got a 0.
That's your score for today.
Okay. Bit of shit dad today, ain't I? If you didn't know what happens, every day both kids come in and grade me out of 10. Today I got a 0.
Yep. Not even a point for turning up.
Not even a point, no. Yeah, BattleScribe, the thing is with BattleScribe as well, it is slightly harder to use. It is, however, free. You do also get access to all the Legends units as well at the same time. And you do have access to all of the rules for free. You don't have to pay for the app, and you don't have to pay for the rules. So, Iggy also says, as a thousands player, BattleScribe wins 40k doesn't even calculate Cabal points. See, things like that as well, honestly. Okay, interesting. Free BattleScribe has ads. It does have ads. They don't bother me, though. It doesn't bother me at all. I pay the volunteer. Yeah, absolutely. Mordy Hammer, thank you for the gifted membership. Drop Dead Dave, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. And then David, thank you for the gifted membership. You absolute legend. That puts us up to 78.
No night, darling.
22 to go for the Fat Hundy. Maybe we can target 200. You know, we've got time. We're halfway through the stream. We can double it.
You didn't say no night.
Because I'm working.
You gotta say it. You gotta say it.
Shouting over my microphone.
Don't shout it. Just say it.
No
say
night.
it.
No night.
There we go. We all heard you. It's fine.
Let's have a look at this poll. Anyway. Oh, it's staying basically where it is now. We're up to 250 votes in the poll. It's still 43% for the Warhammer 40k app, 57% for BattleScribe. Interesting. It looks like I don't know whether I thought it would be this close or not. I don't know if I thought people would be more inclined to vote for BattleScribe because it's free, or people would be more like I do. There's 267 people in chat right now. Tell me, chat, do you think they did a good job of the Warhammer 40k app? Thumbs up in chat right now if you think they did a good job of the Warhammer 40k app. In chat, I said. No, you can't just put your hand on the screen. That's not how it works.
I know. Isn't he a meanie? Say goodnight, you big meanie, says Dave.
No.
Why won't you let us see your squishy side? What is so wrong with letting us see your squishy side?
Mandy, fuck off. I was going to give 50, but you won't even say goodnight to your kids. She's a lion, bitch. It's a good job I like you, Mandy. Who's voting for BattleScribe?
See? Trout gets it. Say goodnight to your boys. You never know.
Oh, Ghastly with the thumbs down. It's a good start. Big meanie. He gave me a grade of 0. Who's the meanie, chat?
It could have been 0 point
He
something.
told me, Dad, you scored 0. Who really is the bully in this house? So interestingly, look, it's an overwhelmingly they did a good job with the app on the whole. So most people look like they're quite happy with what they did on the app. There's a couple of thumbs down, but mostly thumbs up. Go say goodnight to them now, and I'll do 50. I don't know if she's having me on or not.
Well, what you're doing here now is walking a tightrope line. Are you going to let someone monetize your love for your children, or are you going to lose out on £50?
£50 is 50 gifted memberships, Lise.
Oh, 50 gifted. Even
She's like,
worse.
go, Liam, go.
Even worse. Stakes are even higher now. Can you put a price on saying goodnight to your boys? No. The answer is no. If you didn't say it then, chance is gone. Squishy side.
Well, she says go and say goodnight, which we do have to do at some point anyway.
Kids don't care about the money. They care about who shows up. Just saying.
I think that's a flat lie.
I showed up. I said goodnight, darling. I always show up.
Have you met our boys?
I will show up all night long.
Have you met our boys? I think it's a flat lie what you just said there.
No, it's not. They don't care.
He doesn't care if you say goodnight to him. He cares if you bought him Spider-Man 2. Am I right?
Because I showed up.
with the purse to buy him Spider-Man 2. Amazing. Amazing. It's just another cost on top of everything else. So on the whole, we had mostly thumbs up. There was a few thumbs down from people, which is interesting. I think probably less thumbs down than I actually expected. I got called stupid for giving my youngest a solution for brushing his teeth, yet I still said goodnight and I love him. I mean,
Yeah,
I love my kids to bits. I spent the day with them, for fuck's sake.
No, you didn't. You parented them. You haven't spent the day with them.
That's exactly what it is.
You parented them.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, stop it.
That's exactly what it is.
No, it's not.
One day a week's enough.
Stop it.
If new recruit ever makes a better mobile experience, I'm swapping immediately. He uses the BattleScribe data formats and is quite a solid builder website. Interesting. I've never checked it out. I'll have to have a look. I like the hover links for keywords in the app. Don't play often, and that really helps. See, that's cool. When do you introduce kids to Forget? Tried.
Oh, yeah, we tried with Jim Jam. What did he?
He played Age of Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar,
Yeah.
and he
tried to play. He tried to play Age of Sigmar. He kind of like.
He had an opponent, and we found a little club, but it's very. I think coming from games like Cluedo or chess, where chess in particular is quite a quick game. I think he did struggle with how long a turn takes.
No, I think he mostly struggled with the getting the models to the state that they look like in the books. You know, like I mean, as adults, a lot of us do this. To be fair.
You mean like painting?
Yeah. So like, I think if you would have popped, like, I think if you would have said, here, pop some plastic toys out straight away that are all done and ready to go, and play these rules, he'd probably be more inclined to play AOS. But because it's like, get these models out and build them and paint them and blah and blah and blah, and then you can play.
Yeah.
And they still don't quite look like. And he was quite. I mean, he did 1 or 2, and he was quite proud of it on the whole.
Yeah.
But you know, my poor children have the same fucking ADHD that I have, and I don't think that they are able to focus in on the kind of time commitment it can be to build an army, basically. Which I mean, he's also, the eldest is also 10, right, nearly 11. So it's not a massive surprise. And I think that, I mean, I don't know what the age GW puts on their products is. They put an age on their products?
Isn't it really more based on, I guess, appetite for it?
Do they put ages on the products?
I think 36 months is for not swallowing the part.
12 plus.
Oh.
So he's not even at the age that they say for the kits. 12 plus.
That'd be interesting if when he's 12,
100%.
pick it up.
100% it'd be interesting. And for reference, chat, by the way, when the boys have just gone up to bed, what they've gone up to bed with is, because I know I can see you all. I can see it. I'm just choosing to ignore you.
You're not, because you're addressing us. You're not ignoring us
But what
anymore.
they have done, in fact, is they've taken themselves up to their beds with their iPads, which they will sit on until we finish the stream, and then we will both go up, and each one of them will get their own little kiss and a cuddle to say goodnight.
See, squishy side. I don't know why
Happy
you didn't let
now?
us see it before. There are no winners for being manly.
Happy now. That'll happen anyway. And actually, what will probably happen is the little one who just gave me a fucking 0 out of 10. When I do walk up and be like, bedtime, he'll go, because he has to turn his iPad off. And then he'll just fucking scowl at me. I'll be like, Ben, it's still bedtime. Ben, it's still bedtime. And then I try and make him laugh. And then what happens is I get the scowl face with the smile. Ben, it's bedtime. That's what's going to
Then
happen.
it's when he does this.
Yeah, he does that, yeah. So then he'll start smiling, and what he'll do is he'll go, and it's the weirdest face you've ever seen. It's the weirdest face you've ever seen, because there's this little dimple back, and his eyes start to bulge. Right. Yep, you look really sad right now. You look really sad right now.
Oh.
Have they both liked and subscribed? They absolutely have no access to grown-up YouTube, Mr. the Ghasty. So no, they haven't.
Oh, Sam, no, we don't get the 5 more minutes, actually. Have we ever had that?
Yes. Ben does it. Yeah, Ben does it a lot.
He never does it to me.
Yeah, if he's midway through something on one of his iPad games and you go up to say bedtime, about 5 minutes, like, no, now.
Oh, he
Yeah,
never does it to me.
I've had it a few times. That's why I keep getting marked 0 out of 10. There should be a poll where we can rate the stream. Will be great. No.
Jill says, "Are you raising mini pirates with that scowl?"
Honestly, it's hilarious. They make me smile at least once a day each, at the very least. And sometimes, at the moment, honestly, I am. Luce will attest to this. I hope. I'm fucking knackered every day with what's going on at the moment. Get this studio ready, and it will be so worth it. So sometimes, just sat with them at the dinner table or something, they were dicking around in the back of the car today when we came to pick you up from the city, and that just made me chuckle, just made me laugh, because it's sometimes it's just so fucking heartwarming. For 5, and you sit back for 5 minutes, you're like, that's why I had kids. That and the kidney, but that's why I had kids.
Yeah.
You know. Honestly, amazing. So yes, don't you worry, Mandy. I'm not going to go and do it now for memberships, but at the end of the night, they will get a nice kiss and a cuddle each, and they will get told. I always tell the eldest every day I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true. On rare occasions, I'll tell him that he's been a bell end. But that's, like, it's very rare that he's misbehaved now, isn't it, to be fair?
Yeah.
Like, very rare. I would tell the youngest, but he doesn't understand, so there's no point. Anyway. Mr. Stephen Witham, thank you for breaking that ice there with the gifted membership. Scroto said, ! Snipe me. Stephen comes in. 1 shot, 1 kill.
Oh, who was the new Munch me? Who was it that was the new Munch?
No, he made a second account and then got gifted it, so he fucking let me down. I don't remember who it was, but he let me down. He let me down. Up to 79, thank you, Stephen. 21 to go. 21 to go. It's just 21 members to go. Sing the song, Lise.
It's just 21 members to go. So if you'd like to let me know when you're in the studio, I got 21 members before I get to go.
Hey, see, she can do it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. Anyway, is there... Dan Elliott says it was me. Not anymore. Haha, you bastard. Is there anyone, by the way, who is in the... We've got 250 people watching. Is there anyone who is in the Sheffield area who has nothing to do the weekend after next?
Why?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
There we go. There is a tournament at a place in Sheffield, hosted and
You're
ran...
a shit storyteller.
I think you'll find my stories are great, but normally only when it involves me in pain. That's when they really pay, is when I'm in pain, apparently. There is a tournament run in Sheffield. It's being hosted and organised by Mr. the Mikey from Hellstorm Wargaming. And he has put a thing out recently, by the way. I told you this last night on stream, actually. So he has about 20... it's about 20 tickets to sell still for this particular event, right? So he put an email out to everybody who has a ticket. I have a ticket. And said, want to earn a tenner? Is it at the Outpost? I don't know if it is. Is it at a tenner? Want to earn a tenner? If you get a friend of yours to buy a ticket to this particular tournament, then I'll give them £10 off their ticket, and I'll give you a tenner back as well. 20 tickets to go. I would very much like to make Hellstorm Mikey pay me £200. That means I need to sell 20 tickets for him.
And you also need these 20 people to turn up.
So that was the caveat. I put this in the chat, right? In the Discord. The caveat is I don't want 20 random people in America to buy tickets and then not go to his event, because that'd be really bad for Mikey, and I genuinely don't want that to happen. So I would rather that 20 people that bought tickets were people that were actually intending to come, you know. Linky, I can put a link in. I can link it. Link me, bitch. Where's my Discord button gone? Oh, found it. So yeah, if you're going to buy a ticket just to make him pay me a tenner, don't do that. But if you're going to buy a ticket because you actually... 15 fucking updates, Discord. If you're going to actually buy a ticket because you want to come, then do it. And he says specifically, you just need to quote my name, I think. Hang on. I'll read the post from him that came out as via email to you, or, well, to people that had tickets. Give me a second. Where is our announcements section in Discordia? Discordia! So I said on the 16th, so 2 days ago, hey everyone, I want to make Mikey from Hellstorm pay me £200. How? I'll show you how. But if you buy a ticket, please make sure you're actually wanting to come to the event. For reference, I'll be there with Joe, Eddie, and Paddy, and we're just going to play some games and have some fun. There was an email from Mikey today. We're touching the 100 player mark, and we'd love to sell this event out to a max capacity of 120 players. So invite your friends. If anyone places a new order for a ticket this week and they quote your name and order number, I'll give you both £10 back. We'd love to up the price support if we sell every ticket, so tell your friends. Once per order number. Fuck it. Still, everyone's heard my name. Fuck him. And I'll call him out on the stream and say, pay me £200. So here is, if you want to come and hang out with me and Eddie and Paddy and Brom, and no, Brom's not coming, and Joe, there's a ticket there. There's the link. I'm going to pin it. Oh, no, not that one. I'm going to pin it. It might hide the poll. No, it just pins it below the pole. There we go. Cool. Right, sweet. There you go. The flight's a bit little costly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't buy a ticket if you're not coming. Right, Dan, thank you for the 5. Help, I'm doing the new Company Heroes Captain. Sword or fist? Giggity. I like the fists nowadays, to be honest with you, because they hit on normal weapon skill now, don't they? Sheffield's a bit shit. I've heard that, to be fair. Not going back to Sheffield. Got a fine for driving in a bus lane there today. Kimmy, don't drive in bus lanes then. Was that in it?
A few people in chat are sharing how they say goodnight to their kids, and I like Carl's. Carl says, "Love you more, no onions."
Okay. Why no onions?
He says, "Can't remember which one of them said it wrong a few years ago, and it's stuck."
I normally have to tickle the little one after he's thrown his scowly face at me and got a tantrum because he had to turn his iPad off.
You look like the thing in Mario, the block that goes "Ugh" when it goes down. It does like a scowly, sad face. It's got spikes on it.
And then the eldest is, I mean, he's a bit more grown up and mature. He doesn't need cheering up. He's brilliant. If you tell him to turn his iPad off, by the time he's finished saying turn it off, it's already off, isn't it?
Yeah, he addresses me as "Sup, bruh."
Sup, bruh.
Yeah, okay.
He's definitely 10.
Oh, we're there.
Fist holding the sword so you can play it as each. Says no, that's great. I'm a fist man. I prefer the fist. I'm 3 hours away. Don't mind driving up. Is it competitive or fun? Don't like too competitive. I mean, so it's a competitive event, Sam, because it's a major, but there's 100 people going. So if your first game is against a super sweaty competitive person, the likelihood is your next game won't be, right? So I would have flown to the UK to attend the event, but Bron won't be there, so I'm not coming. Fair. I'm just, having read that again, he won't pay me £200 now because it's once per order number, but you know, I like the idea of the meme online. And Mikey's master of the clickbait meme, so you know. I'm home, what have I missed? Also BattleScribe every day. We've just, to be honest with you, Tim, for the first time in a very long time, we've actually kind of stayed on topic for most of the hour. It's rare. It's rare. I'm building the new chaplain. Should I give him the shield? Ours is built with the shield. I think he looks cool. I think he's built a shield. How are you doing today? I just got my 2,000 point Wraith army today. Time to paint. That sounds incredible. I love Wraiths. I assume you're on about Eldar. Good man. Great chamois.
Has anybody ever taken annual leave off work just to paint an army for an upcoming tournament because they couldn't do it in time? No, you haven't. Just to paint an army.
I took a Friday off, and me and Lee were still sat in the kitchen painting till like 2 in the morning to finish an army to play in the tournament the next day in Portsmouth.
How long ago was that?
Ages ago. We were in our old house.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we were in our old house.
Was I on night shift?
I think it was 7th edition. Fuck, it was 7th edition a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
How many years ago was 7th?
Well, so 8th and 9th was 3 years each, so more than 6 years ago. Yeah, more than 6 years ago. Like 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
So it was a long time ago. Yes, then, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Yes! Someone did it. 20... No. Oh, did I miss one from Bat.88? And Stephen with him. No, Bat.88. What a great name, Bat.88. I think I missed one. 2 more gifted. Thank you so much, you beautiful human beings. Up to 81. I did miss one, clearly, because it says 79 right now. 19 to go. 241 people in chat.
Oh, Demogorgon didn't take time off. He was sick.
Here's a fun statistic for you. If all 241 of you gift 10 memberships, we'll have a lot of memberships.
Don't do it.
Do you want money for food shopping?
It's fine.
End up cooking the fucking dog. Yes, you.
Mandy says, I was on vacation before 10th dropped, and I used some of that time to finish my Sisters of Battle. I guess if you sort of get to empty your cup and you feel chilled out, then it's holiday time well spent. But I don't know. I feel like it'd be stress.
So I was talking to Joe today because, shocking revelation, I think I'm just going to stop doing the gaming channel soon.
Oh, the DMZ one?
Yeah.
Why?
So, slightly boring for people that don't like this stuff. They've released an update, which I don't really like. And the only day that I really get to... I've moved streams to Wednesdays. I moved streams to Wednesdays because it's your day out the house. So I'm here anyway, which is... in my head, it makes sense. I'm here anyway. I might as well do the DMZ stream on the day that I'm here anyway. However, I don't get time to paint. So the one day that I'm sat here, with my thumb up my arse, I could be painting my Eldar, for example, which I've just got all out again, or I could play Call of Duty. And now they've released an update that I don't really like. So I don't really want to play a game I don't like.
I had this whole sort of conversation in my head as well, because we said Monday nights would be our hobby night, where you could do your paint and your building and I could do my sewing and my knitting or reading or whatever. And actually, we said we'd do that months ago. How many Mondays have we managed to do it? I don't think, any. So I need to put time aside as well. It's hard. It's really hard.
I was coming, so one of the reasons why, another one of the reasons why this is the topic for tonight is because I actually used the list builder last night to write, after playing yesterday, I used the list builder to write an Eldar list for what I would like to paint out for my own personal army. And I just found the 40, I'd seen the conversation that happened in the Only Things, but I just found the 40k app was really easy to use. But then the Eldar army rules are still free currently because they're still on the 10th edition index. When the codex comes out, again, you'll need to buy the code. And I'll be very lucky that I'll get the code. But yeah, so I put it together on that thing, and I was talking to Joe about this, because we have this tournament at Hellstorm, up in Sheffield, and he's like, "What army are you taking?" I was like, "I don't really know. I don't really give a fuck."
Yeah.
And if I'm honest with you, as is almost always the case when I go to any event ever, I'm going for the social. I don't really care about. I want to make sure my opponent has a fun game, but I don't care about winning. Don't give a shit about winning. I want them to have fun. As long as at the end of the game they've had a fun game, a couple of hours, rolled some dice, had a beer, had a laugh, and had some fun. I don't care who wins or loses. I really don't care. Right? So, but I was saying to Joe, I think one of the reasons why I'm sat in this position where I'm like, I don't really know what list to take and I don't really care, is because I worked out I don't actually now own a single army that I painted. Because they've either been damaged or broken, or I've sold them on, or I've, blah, blah, blah. So at the moment I'm in a place where, this is entirely on me, but at the moment I'm in a place where I just don't own a single army that I personally painted. And unless, some people don't like painting, that's fair. I actually don't mind the process. But I would suggest that a lot of people out there, you will always love the army that you painted a little bit more than any other army. So I've got some beautiful stuff. Like my 1,000 Suns painted by Siege are incredible. Joe's painted a bunch of armies, they're really nicely done, but I don't, and I love them, they're great, they're phenomenal. Joe does an amazing job, Siege obviously do an incredible job, but they're just not my work. So I used to always take to tournaments my armies, and now I don't do that anymore because I don't have them.
I thought about joining a sewing circle or a knitting circle so it would force me to do my hobby. But all that would happen is I'd sit in that circle, get my craft out, make a cup of tea, and then start asking everyone how their day's gone. And I'd end up talking to people about their days, which I really enjoy doing. I do get something out of hearing how other people's days are. But when you think the whole point of this was to do something that I'd then have a thing at the end of it that I could look at and go, I did that.
Yeah. That little pride piece.
Yeah, and I don't ever have it because I end up going, how are you? How's your day? How's your husband
This is the other thing,
on?
isn't it? It's about, like, the other thing that I've struggled with lately, which I'm purposely not doing now, is holding myself to other people's standards. Yeah. So I'm going to hopefully, over the course of the next year or so, specifically with the new studio space, I'll spend a lot more time with the paintbrush. And I think if I make my own improvements, at least, like the videos, like from the very first video to now, if I make those incremental improvements and I can see myself learning techniques or getting a bit better, then I think that I will still love the army because it's the same as showing all those videos off. But I just, I was kind of, I couldn't put my thumb on it. For ages, I couldn't put my thumb on it. I couldn't work out why I just didn't really have the passion to take a particular army to an event where I used to. And then something just clicked, and I was like, well, it's because none of them are actually mine. I mean, they're mine, but they're not my work.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And when you go to an event, people at events are really fucking nice.
Yeah.
On the whole, not always, not everybody, but on the whole, they're really nice. And you will almost always, at least once, have someone who compliments your army. Now, you could probably take it there, stuck together with blue tack and dog shit, and someone's going to compliment it because people are really nice, right? Which is lovely, and one of the many reasons why I love the 40k community. There is something very different about, oh, thanks, yeah, that was Joe painted it, or oh, thanks, yeah, Blazing Brush Studios did it for me, or oh, thanks, yeah, it's a siege army. Versus, thanks, mate. Because you did it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It just hits different.
So I did hear about something called body doubling, which is, it's an ADHD trick that if you need to do a task and you've been putting it off but it needs doing, you just get somebody to sit with you. Don't talk, just they sit with you while you do this task. And they're not there to keep you in track. They're just a person to sit with you. So I think I might have to say, right, Liam's come into the park to just sit with me so I can knit while I'm at the park. Because I already know all about Liam. So he's just going to sit with me and body double me. But I think you'd end up going, oh, shiny, and walking off.
I mean, I'm the wrong person to body double.
And then I'm off talking to a stranger walking their dog. How are you? Lovely dog. Can I stroke your dog?
Yeah. Well, it says I played Melody Sisters on Monday and they just don't hit the same as my sisters back home. I just love my own stuff more. That's exactly what it is, 100%. 100%, absolutely. Luce and I can sit on Discord and just crochet awkwardly in silence.
I need the body double. I think I really do need the body double.
There's definitely a kink for that. The Great Shabby says when someone picks up your model and says, wow, that's really nice, it feels so much better because you put your heart and soul to get them on the table. 100% that. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is, right? So, someone get Great Shabby membership anyway. Great Shabby, type !snipe me in chat. Chris, do the same thing. !snipe me. Let's see if chat have got their bullets locked and loaded. Don't worry, you won't actually get shot. Company is good, works well with students. Is it? Interesting.
I bet it does.
I always found, so I was in a similar boat to you. So I would always, often I would invite Brom round to do painting evenings. Mm-hmm. And he'd turn up and I'd get all my painting stuff out and then I'd be like, all my painting stuff's out, cool. Do you want brew? He's like, yeah, all right, yeah. So I go make him a brew. Just some biscuits. Yeah, all right. So I can get the custard creams out, right? And then I'd sit down and I got my brew and my biscuits. And you know me, I need to drink my tea fucking hot. Chat, honestly, cup, kettle, pour, sip. That's how I drink my tea.
Yeah, you're going to burn your esophagus.
No, if I'd have done it by now, if I'd done it right. So that's how I do it. And so I sit there and drink it. And by the time I finished it, but by the time I'm drinking my brew, what I'm doing then is I'm having a chin wag. I'm having a chat with him. How's your week, mate? How's it been at work? Right, and we'll have a conversation about how it's been at work for him and stuff like that. And then by the time that conversation's done, my cup's been empty for 10 minutes. What, brew? He's like, yeah. And then he sat there painting away.
Yeah.
So and then at the end of the night, I noticed at the end of the night we pack up and I've got like one base colour on one model and he's painted 10 Marines and I'm like,
how's that happened?
We've been here the same amount of time. It doesn't make any sense. And it's because my ADHD, I would just, I'll get you some more biscuits. Are you comfortable enough? Do you need some more tissue?
Yeah.
For you? And then in the end, what happens is he sits there painting just because Brom focuses really easily. He sits there painting, and I'm fucking around getting in more tissue paper. Do you want a fresh cup of water for your paintbrush? Like, why am I'm giving him everything he needs to paint, and I'm not doing any painting myself.
Yeah, you're facilitating Brom and Ding Dong.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Absolute legend. Stephen, thank you for the gifted. Sam, thank you for the gifted. Tim, thank you for the gifted 5, you hero. And Trout, thank you for the 1. We jump all the way up to 89 of the finest gifted tonight. And Mr. the Chris Burris, the other cheeky chappy, whose name I've already slightly forgotten. Shammy? The Great Shammy, that's the one. They still don't have memberships, chat. My pile of shame is up for sale. Age of Darkness box set and books. Age of Darkness box set. Ooh.
Or I actually get my knitting out and I'm eyes down knitting away and I'll glance up every I sort of caught myself the other day, every maybe 30 seconds I'll glance up to see if Ben's okay. And then someone will say, what are you making there, Luce? And I'll put my knitting down, look at them to talk because I need the eye contact. And I'll go, I'm making a cardigan. Oh, that's a nice colour. Oh, thank you, they're on sale. And that's it. The knitting's now not going to get touched because now we're talking about what crafting we've got coming up. Because the second the temperature goes down, all the crafting comes out because we don't go outside very much.
Do a painting stream on Twitch. I might do, Mr. the Lehman Russ. Yeah, I get that though. I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, I find it because I put a lot of pressure on how I want the models to look. I find it very easy to therefore procrastinate because I'm like, well, if I don't finish it, I can always say it's not finished.
Yeah.
The hardest part of it, chat. People go, what's the hardest part of painting? Is it painting diamonds on harlequins? Is it wet blending power weapons? Is it the hardest part of painting a model?
Starting it.
Saying it's done.
Oh.
At one point, you have to go, it's done. And I'm never happy.
But then you've got 1,000 more to paint just like it. So surely you'd want a really basic, it's done.
Thank you, Tim, for another 5 gifted. So Tim actually listened. He's now gifted 10 because Tim's a hero. Be more like Tim. Right, chat?
Good listener.
Stephen, thank you for the 1 gift as well. He's probably also done 10 by now. If all 231 of you give 10, we'll have some memberships.
Don't do it.
Shut up, you! I'm going to start fucking throwing things at you, honestly. And here's the other thing as well, right? And this is a very first world problem to have, chat, to be clear. This is a very first world problem to have. But here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that made me think this. We're very lucky on the channel to get preview stuff from Games Workshop, you know. And you would have seen all the new Space Marines that we got given. You would have seen all the new Tyranids that we got given. We got the new box set for 10th edition. We've had a lot of new stuff. And now what happens is, and this makes me so sad. Where's that box I had? So now what happens is, new box comes through from Games Workshop. I take delivery, and I just hand it to Joe. I don't even get to fucking open it anymore. Because if I open it, I'm going to go, oh, I like that. I'll keep it. And I know I won't finish it in time. Because
would you say you get overwhelmed quite quickly, quite easily?
No, I don't get overwhelmed. Overwhelmed's not the right words. I mean, I think you probably have noticed with my professional career specifically, I don't get overwhelmed by anything really. What I do is I find it very, very easy to find an excuse to not do the thing that I don't want to do. And me not wanting to do it could be for a number of reasons. It might not necessarily be because I don't like it. So I actually, when I finally settle down and I sit here for, I'm currently planning, chat, for the whole of Sunday, I'm currently planning to sit here and paint. And I'm planning to not do it on stream because I don't want to work. I want to just sit here and paint. And if I actually managed by 10, 11 o'clock in the morning to be sat down with my wet palette and my paints and painting, I'll actually go till 6, 7 o'clock in the evening and I'll fucking enjoy it as well. I'll really enjoy it. But I can't, like, so I know some people that'll go out and do an hour in the morning. I can't do an hour. I can't do it. That doesn't compute with me. I need time. Because I'm terrible. I take so long to paint because I'll have a paintbrush. Not this one. This one specifically is for PVA, for basing models. But I'll have a paintbrush and I'll be painting, and I'll have like, I've just started watching Vikings again because I love that series. And I'll paint a bit, and I'm really bad. So I'll paint like, I'll have a Reaper, and I'll paint all of his armor a base color, and then I'll put him down, and I'll watch the screen for a bit. Yeah, don't touch it. Yep, it's dry. Pick him up. And then Bron will look at me like, there's 4 others there. You could have done the same stage on all 5 of them. I'm like, no. So, for example, I have a Banshee who's almost fully painted here, right? Even the power weapon's been blended. And then I have one who has the wash on it, and that's it, but nowhere near fully painted. And then the other ones where I've basically painted the hair.
But it's the best hair you've ever painted.
So they're all at different stages, right? So my mind doesn't work. Like, I just find it very, 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 very interesting, very easy to procrastinate. And I think part of the issue for me for painting is because I don't want to get to that stage where I say it's done, and then someone looks at it and goes, it's a bit of shit. No, and no one's going to do that. No one's ever done that to me.
Yeah.
No one's ever looked at something I painted and been like, Really? That's finished? No one's ever said that. But I have this weird kind of, not fear. I guess it kind of is. It's like
Have you considered installing a painting desk in the toilet at the studio in order to increase Joe's productivity?
He might not ever come out of there.
I'd be worried, Steve, that he'd fucking wash the brush in the bog and then lick it. Yeah, so no one's ever said that to me. No one's ever said that to me. No one's ever going to say that to me because people just aren't like that. People won't do that kind of thing. But I always have that like weird fear where I'm like, yeah, but what if I turn up and it's just not that good? The thing is as well, and no sarcastic comments from you, please.
I'll try.
But I'm a very competitive person.
Oh, it's too hard to try. It's too hard to try.
Chris, thank you for becoming a member all by yourself. You're a hero. I'm a very competitive person. So
Are you?
One of the reasons why I avoid going to Warhammer tournaments is because I don't like the fact that I'm never going to win one. Because I'm just not a good enough player to win a tournament.
I have
That's a fact.
The paranoia over dropping a stitch and the amount of times I've gone, nobody talk to me, I'm counting stitches. 58, 59, 60. Okay, now you can talk to me.
I just too competitive with things. So even with painting, the idea is this is a really weird headspace to be in, chat. I get it, right? This is a me issue. It's not, it's not something I'm looking to. It's not something that I'm looking to solve. So don't worry about it too much. I will take an army to an event, and I will just know deep down that there is no way that my army is even being selected as one of the ones that's in the running for best painted. I'll know it. I used to take my Simon Elder that I painted all of it. So if you don't paint the army, you can't obviously submit for best painted because you didn't paint it.
Fair enough.
So I can't submit a siege army for best painted because that's unfair because someone else painted it for me. But I will turn up knowing, and this isn't like I'm telling myself. I'm knowing that I will turn up not being the best, anywhere near best painted because the army just wasn't good enough.
Is there a category that you're nowhere near the best painted winner?
No, but so I'll know. Thanks for that input. But I know I'm not the best. I know I'm not going to win best painted. And then when they say, okay, so can the 5 people who are in the running for best painted bring their armies up the front, and those people are, and they don't read my name out, I'm like, you fuckers. But I knew I wasn't going to, I knew.
You fuckers.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be there. Yeah, that's how my mind works. It's a strange place, my mind, chat. Don't ever try and delve into it. We are, by the way, 9 minutes away from finishing and 3 gifted members away from the target. I'm
just going to peruse my list of facts from Cosmopolitan magazine, so you know they're good.
We've not had many super chats either.
Yeah, because I said don't do it.
We don't tell them not to do it.
So who do they listen to, babe? Do they listen to you or do they listen to the smart one?
Well, if they're listening to you, then what you should start doing is muting your fucking microphone.
Oh.
If you're telling them to do the wrong, it's the wrong way round.
You know a mute button won't work.
Oh, no. No, I'll get that shovel out the boot. But yeah, that's just, So with the whole studio space, what we're building in terms of some hobby areas and trying to grab my Wednesdays back and my Sundays back, I'm actually going to try and progress an army for a change. And I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I never do it, and I just run out of time. But I also find reasons to procrastinate. I've pushed I've actually said to the team, I've said to the guys in the WhatsApp chat who you see frequently on your screens, that this is what I'm going to do now. And if I stray away from this, you have permission to ridicule. Absolute, complete and utter permission to ridicule, because I need to stick to something. And I always circle back round to my elves because I fucking love my elder. I always circle back round to them. So this is going to be, and it was always the army that I had that was mine that I painted. So I'm going to go back to doing that. Stephen, thank you for the gifted. Big Bad Peter Gaming, thank you for the gifted. Tim Chaser, thank you for the gifted. And thank you 3 specifically for not listening to Luce either.
Don't do it.
Best painter is just, it feels bad for a tournament. It should be best sportsmanship. Sam, we used to do, when I used to run tournaments with Factorum, I used to do most sporting, which was voted over the course of the weekend by opponents. And I changed it from best painted to most thematic army. Because I feel like some people Some people have incredible skill at painting and are just good at it. Paddy, for example. Paddy is very, very, very good at painting. And some people are nowhere near as skilled. Eddie, his painting shit. No, I'm joking. It's great. But, you know, some people have the skill, some people don't have the skill. And so, like, I feel like by changing it to most thematic, what we did is we allowed people to win it because their army list was themed very, very nicely and very narrative, or they've done a ton of conversion work. Maybe they don't have they might not have the most painting, the highest painting skill in the world, but they do the most conversion work, and the conversion work's really, really good. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. If a man has spent, or a person has spent hours and hours and hours converting an army, that's their army, and then they don't get to win an award simply because they haven't painted it the best, that's really shit, because they've actually got a hell of a high amount of skill. They put a ton of time and effort into their force, and they're never going to be able to win an award. So we changed it to most thematic. So if someone turns up with wild amounts of conversion that look like, in terms of time, effort, etc., it probably did take more than the best painted that's there on the day, we can give the award to that person because it's most thematic. And I kind of really like that. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. I give it 3 weeks max before shiny. Right, chat. What's the word? The forfeit for coming away from Eldar before I've painted the army? Ooh. What is the forfeit, chat? I'm coming out here publicly now for this.
To try and get you to finish it.
Because I need to do an art. I've just told you that one of the reasons why I haven't gone to as many events, or I don't have so much of a passion to go to events, is because of I don't have my own force that's mine. So I need to do it. So we need a form of forfeit. And it's not going to involve me getting my balls out on stream, all right, before you lot start. I know where your childish minds go. Make Cass a mod. Not stupid ideas, Carl. Come on.
I don't know, because...
Easy shave beard.
Ooh. Ooh.
I don't like that one.
That's a good one.
You have to hug your sons. Fuck off. Literally every day I do that. Literally every day. Let the kids set the forfeit. No, a shave and a haircut. The shave the beard idea, if I come away from Eldar, shave the beard off isn't a bad shout.
Yeah.
Because I desperately don't want to do that. You have to listen to Loose properly for a month. No, I'd rather shave the beard.
That's not happening.
Drew, shave only half your beard off.
Just no walk around with half a beard.
I'm into Cass's mod. Never. Not happening. Hobby collab ever. Never, never, never. Carl, that's perfect. What did Carl say? Joe gets to play bot action stream. We're planning that anyway. What did Carl say? A shave and a haircut. What's wrong with my hair, Willow? My hair's lovely. Thank you. I didn't see what Carl said. Fucking hell, John. She'll read it out. I won't read it out. 24-hour stream. Shave the beard. Okay, I think we've worked out what the forfeit's going to be.
Shave the beard.
Shave the beard is going to be the if I start working on an army that's not Eldar for 40k.
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck it. No, let's not do 40k. As a hobby project. Because if I go 40k, I'll be like, well, technically, I'm painting Space Marines for Horus Heresy. It's not 40k. Let's not do 40k. You've got to invite Hellstorm to do a live garage report. I'm not that desperate. I think chat has spoken because they know how terrible I look without this. It's lovely, but change is good. I've only ever seen you one haircut. I'm actually growing it right now, Will. I'm growing it out again. It needs to go longer again. I miss having long hair. So that's coming back, I think, probably. Carl said make Cass a mod. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Looking forward to this Saturday 1,000 point 2v2 tournament, and I'm finally taking on fuck me, words and shit. I'm finally taking an all demon engine list. I got it out at the end. That sounds fucking cool. Has it got Vashtor as well, Carl? Has it? It looks like Mandy's horrible to me.
I know.
I think about banning her.
Cleaning out the storage units and found 2003 and 2010 FW catalogs. This is just pure hobby porn.
I'd love to see those, John. I'd love to see those. Totally valid. Most people, the majority of people, when I had my longer hair, would take the piss. And you know what? I don't know why I cut it off.
I wish we did more with it, because I don't know how to braid
I
hair,
wish-
so I was practicing on yours.
I wish, as generic statement, I wish as people in general, we stop listening to other people.
Sometimes it's good to listen to other people.
Yeah, but making...
Like when best friends go, I love you, but are you really going to wear that? Because I can only stop so many comments getting to your ears. Like, you're making my job really difficult today.
Right, chat. Okay, we've set it. I think everyone has. Someone said shave everything off. I like that. That's funny. I think we set it there. What we'll do? Here's the forfeit. Live on stream. 223 people watching right now. Right, 100 new members. Well, we have got 100 actually. I can update that. Just 100 though. Look at that. Looks nice and full. So here we go. Okay. If I paint any other project rather than Eldar for 40k, and Joe basically knows everything I do as well, so he'll keep me honest, right? Then the beard will get shaved, and that stops that bet forfeit when I am able to play. There's no deadline. When I'm able to play 2,000 points of my own painted army on stream. Okay. Okay. Cool. There's no deadline because the deadline is trust me, I'm gonna want to paint other things. I'm gonna want to build other things.
But then I'll just come downstairs with the clippers and intermittently turn them on and off.
So Luce
and
Joe will keep me honest. I'm a fan of it. Oh my god. Right. It's 22:30, Luce.
It's time.
Have you picked one?
Yes.
No deadline, not a bet. Then I mean, it is a bet. Trust me. The amount of things I want to do, the amount of projects I've got here is a bet. Trust me. If you're new here, if you've not been here before, some of you haven't because you've got new memberships tonight. This is the time the chat stays around for. Basically, it's the whole reason why we end up with 200 people at the end of the stream nowadays, right? It's loose fact. So, is it true? Is it false? Is it loose or is it loose? Oh, hang on, I've got the right sound. Amateur hour tonight, Luce.
Australia is wider than the moon. I can see you processing that.
What do you mean wider than the moon?
It's wider than the moon. If you were to cut the moon in half and flatten it with a rolling pin, Australia is wider.
Why would you need to flatten it with a rolling pin?
Because it's hard to measure a
If you cut it in
sphere.
half, you'd have a flat surface.
Oh, that's true. Just flatten the moon, flatten it, turn it 90 degrees, flatten it some more.
I mean, I imagine I thought the moon was a lot bigger than that, to be honest with you. How big's Australia?
Pretty big.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because they were in the news the other day saying that our prisons are full, so...
What's that got to do with Australia and the moon?
Because if Australia is that big, we just
Right.
empty our prisons into Australia again.
Oh.
Like we did last time.
Bloody hell.
Someone says no, no way, no damn way, no, loose.
See, Sam says it's fact.
Sam says fact.
fact.
Australia is one wide boy. I think we need a jingle for loose fact. We do need a jingle for loose fact. I'll get Joe to sing something one day.
Oh, no.
Star says bollocks. Some thick boys down under her. I'm not talking to you, Mandy. I'm gonna stop reading Mandy's comments. He's horrible to me. I get bullied. On my own stream, I just get bullied. But can the moon fit entirely inside Africa? I have no idea. Why? I don't know. What's wider? I need a map. Oh, I can't be bothered. I'm not looking at it now. I'm not... I would have, yeah, because you can get Photoshop, cut Australia out and dump it on Africa and see if it fits.
What's that got to do with the moon?
They just ask, can the moon fit in... Oh, no, hang on. Well, if Australia can fit in South Africa, then the moon can, because apparently Australia is wider than the moon.
Yeah, Australia is wider than the moon. Australia sits at 3,400 kilometers in diameter, and the moon sits at 3,400. Australia is 4,000.
There was a wild panic look on your face right then.
I know, I'm tired and I'm starting to like skim read.
Like you're about to completely... Chat, why are woodchucks called woodchucks if they can't actually chuck wood?
I think it's the thing. I think the thing that's chopping the wood is called a woodchuck.
But it says how much wood could a woodchuck wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
So throwing it. Like,
But he said
so
if... Yeah, but they
cutting it
say
and then throwing it.
if a woodchuck could chuck wood. So why is he called a woodchuck if he can't chuck wood? Because if they're saying if he could chuck wood... Well, that implies that he can't chuck wood. So why is he called a woodchuck?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Maybe it's a time thing. Maybe like the other half of the rhyme is a time.
I was sat in the car today with the kids asking my eldest this, and he couldn't answer me. He just kept saying the rhyme again. I'm like, yeah, but they say it implies he can't chuck wood. It says if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Maybe he's off poorly.
Which means he can't chuck wood.
Maybe that particular
why
woodchuck is poorly and he's resting up. So it's an if right now.
So, Mikhail, what is these Matrix fucking headache facts? I can't wrap this around my mind. Someone give that man a membership. That made me laugh. And the Great Shami still doesn't have a membership either. And he says he's collecting Iand and Wraith Elba. Both these people need memberships now. Right. But he can't. But it doesn't say if he could chuck wood because he's off sick. It just says...
It's confidential while he's sick, Liam. We're not entitled to that information.
It just says if he could chuck wood, but which means he can't chuck...
sick.
It doesn't say that. That's implied.
That's the other half of the rhyme. God.
But why is he called a woodchuck if he can't chuck wood?
He can chuck wood.
We can't, because it says if he could chuck wood.
Then how much wood could he chuck?
Yeah, but by saying if he could chuck wood, it implies he can't chuck wood.
Maybe no one's ever measured it, and that's why it's an if. If he can chuck wood, how much wood can he chuck? No one's ever measured it.
There's no measurement there. Can he or can he not chuck wood?
Maybe that's the rhyme. Maybe they're asking to measure it. We need the benchmark for how much wood can a wood chuck. We need the benchmark now. This is the standard. This is the audition standard for being a woodchuck. You need to chuck this much wood if you could woodchuck. He
signed an NDA. How does one chuck wood, Carl? Indeed. Absolutely. How does one chuck wood? I keep asking everybody this question right now, and no one can answer me. Why is he called a woodchuck if he can't chuck wood? That's silly. It's silly, quite frankly. Anyway, thank you, chat, for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you people have had a good stream and have enjoyed it. Interestingly, the poll finishes having not really moved all night. So it finishes on 386 of the finest votes from you beautiful people. 43% have suggested that they think the Warhammer 40k app is better. And BattleScribe takes the lead with 56% of the votes. There's a percentage missing there somewhere. Typically all night, BattleScribe was sat on 57%. Interestingly, probably closer than I actually thought it was going to be fair, chat. But thank you for taking part in the poll. Thank you for hanging out on the stream. Yes, Mandy, I am about to go say goodnight to my children and give them hugs and kisses. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Mandy. But thank you so much to everybody else who did support the stream with your gifted memberships and your super chats. You people are incredible. Thank you so much for the likes as well. 228 we finish on. Not too bad. And 100 new members again. All of you great names in chat, if you have enjoyed the content and you haven't been lucky enough to receive a gifted membership, please consider becoming a member all by yourself. Hasir tier alone will get you access to the Discord server. We prefer you people to come in at Skull, but we like to give people a slightly cheaper option. And then we've got other tiers that offer you other benefits like a monthly giveaway, WhatsApp chats, behind the scenes content, and event tickets as well. But thank you so much for all the incredible support on the stream tonight. You people are beautiful human beings. Tomorrow we're back at 7:30. I will be operating Das Deck. And then Joe... I have to be nice to her. And then Joe will be playing Brom. And Joe's asked if he can bring the Flesh Terrors. And he did take Flesh Terrors on the weekend to an RTT and won the event as well. He will be talking about that probably, no doubt, constantly tomorrow night. And then Friday we'll be back at 9:30 with the 40k After Dark show, which typically we don't talk about 40k. We'll ask more questions like why woodchucks are called woodchucks when they can't chuck wood.
And someone in chat wanted to know why we can't ride seahorses.
I mean,
have you ever seen a seahorse have their babies?
I don't like to tell people I'll use that website when we're on stream.
It's like the seahorse coughs, and then a bunch of seahorse babies comes out, and then it'll cough again,
Have
and
you
then
not
another bunch
noticed
come out.
that literally every other animal in the animal kingdom just doesn't moan about it? They just get on with it.
I'm sorry, have you heard a cow have their babies?
They're just
definitely moo.
They're just mooing.
They're definitely mooing.
It's just a normal moo.
When we come off, Google, have a look on YouTube, seahorse having babies.
I don't.
It's kind of gross, but kind of like, how many fit in
I
there?
don't. I don't need that in my algorithm. I'm not into seahorse kinks, Luce. Mandy, thank you so much for dropping 50 of the biggest gifts. You are, in fact, a legend, and you know I do genuinely love you dearly. And I promise you, after this, the dog goes to the bathroom, the house gets shut down,
Cups of tea.
we go upstairs, and the kids get the biggest hug every single night. Because ultimately, one of the main reasons why Luce and I, well, me specifically, but Luce as well, why we do all this is because of those two, right? Trying to give them the best we can in this world. And I think if any of you are parents, you'll probably agree. So don't you worry. They will go get the biggest hugs and the biggest kisses. And they would have had that, whether you gifted those 50 or not. But I am obviously very, very grateful. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And oh my fucking... Okay, right. We're going to sit here for a bit longer, Luce. You want to put the kettle on?
Shall I? Shall I go and put the kettle on and let the dog out?
Star comes in with another 50. Not to be outdone by Mandy. Star, you are also beautiful. I love you too. Thank you so much. You fucking absolute legend. Clean sheet night. No, it isn't. I think we've gone down to clean sheet night like once a month now. Haven't we?
No. No.
No?
No.
Oh.
You just don't see it happening, so you think it doesn't
No.
happen.
I'm like that Aussie advert.
The magic coffee table.
Shammy, have you got gifted turned on? Because this is fucking 100 being dropped here and you're not picking one up right now. Thank you, Star. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, John, for the 50. And thank you to everybody else who gifted as well. Big Bad Peter Gamer, Stephen, Tim, Drop Dead Dave. I think Chris, who became all by himself. Ozzy, Trout, Sam, Easton. I've started now. I can't miss someone out. Bat Don, David, Mordy Hammer. Just your average 40k painter. You're all beautiful, beautiful human beings. Thank you so much. I think that does it. He's not a meanie. I'm not a meanie. I'm actually a nice person. Sometimes. Mostly. A bit. A bit. Who wants to keep this fine face of fur about his person. Anyway, 200 in a night. You people are incredible. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You beautiful humans. That's another good fail condition. Liam does all the housework for 6 months, says Mandy.
Ooh,
Honestly,
no.
I'd rather...
No, because no, he won't do it right, and he won't do it right on purpose. And then when the 6 months is up, I will walk in on what will look like student housing. I can't do it.
What do you mean I won't do it right on purpose?
You won't do it right on purpose. You faff around on housework just to annoy me, so I go, get out of the way.
That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not how that works. Right, we're fucking 10 minutes over, chat. You do this to us every night now. Thank you so much for watching. You're beautiful. I love you. Anything you want to say, Luce?
No.
Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.